Hey everyone, and welcome back to Whoa or No, a review podcast on TV, film, music, gadgets, food, toys, alcohol, vaccines,
And
and
grocery store shopping
and
bags.
grocery store shopping bags and eco bags, whatever, and everything else in between. This is Chad.
And this is VP. And for today, we're doing a very special episode because we have a very special guest. If you're watching on YouTube, you can already see it. But it's still a secret. I'm keeping it from you Spotify listeners out there. But yeah, we're doing something pretty sad, somber, hence the very somber lighting, if you can see us now.
Yes.
But and we're gonna try not to cry on this one, so we're gonna do a review on Netflix's new K-drama called Move to Heaven.
All right. Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. And before anything else, we have a very special guest. Why don't you introduce our very, 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 very special
Yeah,
guest?
very very special guest. I guess sumakto din talaga because of what we're doing today. It is a K-drama, and who else from Bunk Collective would we invite but none other than
Our Oppa.
our resident Oppa.
Yes.
Diba? Si Rome from Pulchery and Kinka.
Yay!
Hey, Rom.
안녕하세요.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Alam mo, kapitbahay ko po si Rome.
Yeah.
He lives like 5 minutes away from the house. And I found out about it when I first talked to him, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
So when I invited you to join Bunk PH, I just found out already na parang, kapitbahay ko pala to si Rome, lapit-lapit. It's not like we could hang out because of COVID.
Yeah.
Right? But yes, Rome is, why don't you tell them about your shows?
Yeah, so I actually have two shows with Bunk Collective. First one is Pyeolchari. It's a Korean ASMR podcast, so I talk about anything under the beautiful night sky in ASMR format, and it's in Korean. And the other one is Kinka Podcast, wherein I talk about all the K-dramas that I get to watch.
Kung gusto niyo pong mag-imagine na may jowa kayong Korean, nakatabi sa pagtulog, yung podcast niya pakinggan nyo.
Totoo.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Yun.
Sometimes like I sleep to Pulchery.
Exactly.
I love it.
Para lang, at least man lang sa imagination nyo, meron kayong jowang opa. Yun.
You never know, baka ma-manifest nyo yun, di ba?
Oo, malay mo, pagising mo, may katabi ka ng totoong opa.
Oo. Or si Rome yung katabi mo, gulat ka.
Pero magtanong ko lang, Ro, I wanted to know, how did you come up with the idea for Pilchery?
It started when I was doing another show, and then I just thought, why not try a Korean ASMR? And then after doing that episode, I kind of felt okay, this is so niche.
Yes.
And
yes.
I cannot put it on this podcast. So I decided to make a separate podcast for it.
So parang nag-experiment ka lang sa isang episode?
Yes.
Okay. And then naging standalone podcast siya?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're gonna talk about a new Netflix series. It's called Move to Heaven. That's why Rome is here. And why don't you tell them about Move to Heaven?
Well, Move to Heaven is this new Netflix series.
Yes.
Not entirely sure if it's being shown in like national TV in Korea.
Yeah.
But I think it is a Netflix produced series. All 10 episodes came out May 12th, 2021, all in one go.
To binge watch.
So you can go ahead and binge watch that if that's your thing. But it is about the story of this young boy with Asperger's syndrome who's working with his uncle as a movers. They're like movers, but for dead people. They kind of collect the old...
Dad.
Dad?
Dad?
Dad? Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Kasi naman, first episode
Yun
lang.
nga, but like they could read it from the plot on Wikipedia and Netflix.
Ano ba?
Yeah.
Even Netflix says so, na it's his
okay.
uncle. So, spoiler alert.
Ah.
Spoiler alert. Something happens to the dad. So, yeah.
Oh,
Guru
yun yung uncle.
is not going to be able to work with his dad. So, he's going to work with his uncle as they're like a moving company, but for people who have died.
Yes.
So they collect their personal belongings, deliver it to the loved ones who survived. And
So it's sort of like Move to Heaven. It's a movers. It's like helping them to move on
yeah,
to the next phase of their
Yeah.
lives. Yeah.
they even do that whole prayer thing
Yes.
before they start their cleanup service.
Yes.
Yeah, and the company is called Move to Heaven.
Move to Heaven. So what are your first thoughts?
First thoughts, well, I discovered the show kasi while I was just scrolling randomly through Netflix. You know those tabs on your desktop sa Netflix, and it would automatically play a preview when you
Yes.
stop.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
the preview played, and it kind of sounded interesting. Like I saw the title, Move to Heaven. It's like, okay, interesting. I was watching the previews. I was like, this is good. So I added it to my list. But di ko pa pinanood agad. And then, yun, one night, I was drunk. I couldn't sleep. Sabi ko, I need something to watch to help me sleep. Then, yun, I played the episode. And then,
What about it though na parang ito na lang, lasing ako, ito na lang. Kasi I'm sure madami ka
Right.
sa list mo.
Yeah, yeah.
What about
Yeah.
it?
because I didn't want anything like comedic too much. Kasi,
okay.
you know,
wanted
baka
to-
magising ako eh.
So you wanted something to match your
My,
drunken state.
yeah.
Mm.
So I wanted
Oh.
something calmado, dramatic a little. But I could kind of lullaby myself to sleep.
Okay. Okay.
I was kind of expecting nga na makakutulugan ko
So
siya.
gusto mo talaga drama.
Oo.
ganyan.
Para I can drift off
Okay,
anytime.
Okay.
Ang ending though, I was crying.
Oo.
Like, super mad crying.
Yes.
And then, natapos ko yung 5 episodes.
So sa tingin mo ba, if hindi ka drunk,
Mm.
makaka 5 episodes ka at iiyak ka?
Feeling ko,
Pa rin.
oo.
Okay.
And I would have still cried.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
the same amount.
Yes.
Kasi, ano yun eh, I started 1 a.m., super dark sa room ko. It was cold.
Paano ka ba, lights off?
Wala akong nightlight or anything.
Okay.
Meron lang ako faint light from yung humidifier.
Okay.
Actually, aroma diffuser.
Okay.
Yan.
Okay.
Tapos, yun, nanonood lang ako on my phone even. Like, ayoko ng laptop or tablet. Phone. Tapos, super dark, malamig. Nakatutok sa aircon, may electric fan pa ako.
So nasa kama ka, nanonood ka. Anong posisyon mo ganyan?
Oo.
Hindi mo na-drop yung mo.
Hindi naman. Fortunately, hindi naman siya nalaglag.
Okay.
Tapos I was just crying. Hindi nga rin yung hindi yung parang slow tears na Di ba sometimes when you're watching a sad movie, yung maluluha ka, magwa-well up, tapos lalaglag na lang siya. It wasn't hagulgol.
Yes.
Like, ma'am, sir, iba po.
Correct.
I think kung kasama kita sa kwarto, maririnig mo na yung
Higbi.
yun, yung
Oo.
hikbi. Like,
Okay.
it was that. So, ang bigat, pero I liked it.
Yes.
It was a good kind of cry. Alam mo yung the kind of cry na parang you felt like you let off a little bit of load.
Right.
So, yun yung parang pinaka naging first impression ko sa kanya, and that's why I think I kept going.
Ikaw, Rome.
Ako, I just got to watch this yesterday night.
So
Friday night.
you've never heard about it?
I kind of saw it on the list on Netflix, pero it didn't really catch
So
my
suggestions lang.
attention. Yeah,
Okay.
because I was thinking na maybe this is some sort of a fantasy or something. For me kasi, my face for fantasy was kind of over already. I mean, I've watched kdrama fantasies the past few weeks.
Mga
Ibang face na ako right now.
Mga goblin, ganyan, mga
The
My Love from the Star.
King.
Basta mga ganong...
Mga ganong levels. And I thought it was fantasy, kaya I didn't consider it. Pero you suggested that I watch it this week, so I
Right.
checked it out yesterday night.
You only watched the first episode, right?
Yes, just
Okay,
the first episode.
Okay.
And first impression ko is, I kind of got na, after watching the entire first episode na, okay, this is not fantasy. This is going to be something that's emotional and dramatic. So it has that kind of appeal. And it's sort of unique in a way kasi it's not the pace that I'm on right now kasi panay action yung pinapanood namin ng family ko. And yun, it caught me kind of off guard kasi the topic was, although it said Move to Heaven, so I was already kind of thinking na din na, okay, this is probably going to be about death and stuff. Pero hindi ko in-expect na it would be that heavy in a way na first-hand experience with people who are dying.
Yes.
Na right
yes,
after they die, you have to deal with their things. And also the spoiler that we have already mentioned na, yeah, Guru's dad is also gonna die.
Right,
Mm.
right. Okay. Tapos ikaw ba, Rome, kasi siya, naiyak siya. Sabi niya kahit na hindi siya nakainom,
Mm.
naiyak siya. Naiyak ka ba?
I'm sorry to admit, pero I didn't cry.
Okay.
It's not that I'm not emotional, pero siguro I've rehearsed a lot of times now when something is dramatic to control my tears, ganon. So I didn't.
Remember you rehearsed? You rehearsed?
Yeah, not to
hold back
cry.
your
Yeah,
tears.
I hold
Oh,
back
okay,
my tears.
okay.
Kasi, like, I would watch a lot of dramas with my family, my mom, my dad. And parang it's kind of weird if we're watching dramas together and then cry.
Okay.
Talaga?
Why?
I don't know.
Why is it weird? For you.
Yeah, maybe for me.
Ah,
For
okay.
you lang.
Oo.
Na if we
okay.
watch the same thing and then cry.
So maybe you just don't want to cry in front of your family.
Maybe. Pero when I watched this naman, I was alone in my room. Pero yun,
Okay.
I didn't cry. Siguro I'm already,
Used to it kasi
Ah.
nag
Yeah.
talaga. Okay. Ay, ako, title pa lang, Move to Heaven. I thought it would be about the afterlife. I thought it would be about actually na-imagine ko na first episode may mamamatay, pero kala ko the whole series would revolve around his or her life in the afterlife. I thought that was what it was about. Or about the paranormal, ganon. Medyo close naman pala.
Mhm.
Pero the first episode was a surprise to me. I like kasi nga here sa What We Know, we review shows and series based on the first episode lang of the new season.
Mm.
So, si VP napanood niya first 5 episodes already. Kasi
Natapos ko na siya.
natapos na nga niya, di ba? But kami ni Rome, 1 episode pa lang
Yeah.
talaga yung first episode. I like shows like that kasi na parang medyo unconventional yung theme niya.
Yeah.
I like it. I like how it opened na it wasn't your usual your usual show na parang yun nga na parang usually 'di ba kdrama. Hindi ko alam na may K-action pala, sabi mo 'di ba?
Yeah.
So hindi ko alam. I thought ang alam ko lang talaga with K stuff would be puro drama, puro lovey-dovey stuff. But this was so different from what I used to watch, and I don't like watching K-dramas because I'm a lazy reader.
Mm.
I'm a lazy reader. Kasi diba, doon ka napapatingin, hindi ka napapatingin doon sa visuals eh. Doon ka binamasa mo kasi.
Right.
And then your eyes go just, because you don't want to miss anything.
Mhm.
But I didn't want to be distracted with the first episode. So I was watching it the whole time. At mabigat siya talaga.
Mhm.
Mabigat siya. And maisingit ko lang. Kaya rin siya siguro doubly bigat for me because the other day, we lost a very good friend from cancer. And kind of hit home kasi talagang kakapost ko lang yesterday ng medyo emotional goodbye post to him. And yun. And then it was, the first episode just got me through like, it went through na tipo, anong naramdaman ng magulang ng friend ko, lahat ng ganon. And dinaanan yun ng buong episode eh. Pero yun nga, I didn't mind the heaviness of it because it just showed a lot of different sides to, what the son is feeling, what the dad is feeling, what the parents are feeling. And not just because, there are similar professions that are like that, diba, na parang death-related.
Yeah.
Whether embalsamero ka o ikaw yung makeup artist dun sa
Right.
funeraria. But ito kasi yung son and dad team ng Move to Heaven, they're very connected to the dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yung mismong yung may-ari ng earthly possessions na yon, di ba? They're very connected to it and they want to learn about it more. So that's what got me through the whole episode na parang this is very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Ang galing nga, parang how they tapped into the story of the dead through their belongings.
Yes.
Diba? Na
Yes.
parang habang nililigpit, they get to figure out what happened and how he
Exactly.
lived his life. yung moment with the kid parang trying to build this story tapos iniisip niya yung receipts.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
Na parang he had that beautiful moment na okay, now that paints a picture of the kind of life he's had.
Exactly.
And then you as a viewer parang oh my god, that's a lot of like he went through a lot din talaga na parang doon nila na-discover or sabay mo na-discover with the characters.
Yes.
'Di ba? Na parang it was his first job and he was putting himself through college
Right.
and tinitipid niya yung sarili niya um, just from the sale bin or sale shelf ng convenience store food. Diba? He's working this high-risk job na ano.
Right,
Parang
right.
ang dami kagad yun na
Oo,
unpack
kasi
sa'yo.
diba, parang from the first few scenes pa lang, all you know na he works in a factory. Parang ganyan.
Mm.
Diba? Pero, kung kailan pa siya namatay, saka mo nalaman yung buhay niya.
Oo.
Diba? From the stuff na naiwan niya.
Mm.
Ang galing
Yeah.
talaga na
Oo.
baka gawa ng show.
Which is, in a more like serious note, kind of true for some people. No? Parang, there are people who live their lives na hindi masyadong pinapansin. Or
Yes.
hindi masyadong out there.
Right.
And then when they die, that's when people kind of recognize the kind of life they led. And people get to see na it's beautiful.
Yes.
So
and, then
parang-
and then their stuff tell the story.
Ah.
Yes, that's true.
Ang galing lang nung having that perspective.
Yes.
Na parang, oo nga no, that makes a lot of sense. Kahit sa'yo as a viewer, na parang whether or not you have somebody close to you who's died before, you get the entire idea. You kind of relate to it. Because ang universal pa rin nung topic.
Yes,
And
yes.
can I just say na when I watched that scene, I thought na they had powers because I still when I was watching it, I was still under the influence thinking na that this might be a fantasy K-drama.
You were
And-
waiting for something
Yeah.
magical to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So when I was watching that scene and then they touched the stuff and then looked at it and then kind of saw memories, I thought, oh, can they read people's memories by touching their things? So that was on my mind. Pero as it went on and then they were discussing, I figured na, oh no, they don't have superpowers. They're just ordinary people. Pero they have that much of, parang, they have that intelligence na by just looking at the things na naiwan nung dead person,
Right.
they can kind of parang ma-arrange yung story ng buhay ng tao. No, we don't know how accurate they are, pero it gives a story that is feasible and acceptable based on what they have.
Yes.
And ang galing nga nung dynamic nila mag-ama na parang okay, sige. Another first episode spoiler. Yan nga, di ba kasi mamatay yung dad niya. But then, binigyan muna tayo ng moment where they did one job together. And, di ba, the work from before or while they were having breakfast, nagpe-prepare for the job, while actually doing the job, and then delivering the mementos to the loved ones. Nakita mo yung dynamic nilang mag-ama. And you know that they just fully understand each other.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Diba? And even coming from an acting sense, ang galing nung rapport nilang dalawa na parang pati body language. Alam mo hindi, they kind of looked like they were dancing in front of the camera.
Which is such a hard thing to do for actors. To act with their eyes na, alam mo yun, and nakaka-capture kasi ng camera yon. That's why I have to say the cast is just amazing. And you know
Sobra.
what? To add to what Rome said a while ago na parang na parang they have that much intelligence lang, 'di ba? That's why they can tell the story from their earthly possessions. I think more than that, ano lang talaga sila, they have a lot of empathy. Na kasi 'di ba usually 'di ba I've heard a lot of stories na parang kapag matagal ng doktor, hindi na bago sa kanila yung namamatay sa table na pasyente. Parang hindi na sila connected dun sa patient. But here, they're always they wanna find out about the person who died, why he did this, why he likes instant ramen. And then diba the son una said na parang favorite niya yung what's the triangle, the rice thing?
I don't know what it's
What do you
called
call
in Korea.
The one with-
Samgak kimbap.
Yun, diba?
Because triangle kimbap.
Yes.
I got that because of context clues
Oh,
because
okay.
Sam then is 3 in Thai.
Oo,
So like
okay.
3 side kimbap.
Ayun, 'di ba? So sabi nung son na parang based on the receipts, he likes that
Mm.
thing. And
Mm.
then the dad corrected him na tipong hindi actually sabi nung son he likes all the flavors.
Mm.
Sabi
Mm.
nung dad, no, he doesn't like all the flavors. Nakakataon lang dahil kinukuha niya kung ano yung sale.
Mm.
'Di ba? Ang
Mm.
galing, sobrang galing talaga.
Super.
Yeah.
Super galing
Although
talaga.
I'm kind of curious kasi since parang when we think of it, it's just a job
Yes.
that they're doing. They're
Right.
just collecting the stuff of someone who died.
Right.
And there was the part na the son was asking his dad na, are you thinking of the deceased again?
Yes.
And
Yes.
parang I was like, what could be the reason behind why they do their jobs that way? I mean, pwede namang parang
Ligpit
okay,
lang.
ligpit
Oo,
lang and
oo,
stuff, di ba?
oo,
Pero
oo.
they're parang doing above and beyond what the
Mm.
service requires them of. So that's kind of interesting na I'm not sure if it gets addressed sa next episodes, pero that caught my curiosity then.
Sige, I'm gonna try to answer that like in the first episode perspective lang.
Okay.
Kasi I think ano din parang 'di ba guru yung bata has a condition. So he has Asperger's. And I think the dad was trying to do the job as dignified and as respectable as possible. Kasi baka he knew na, my son would take after me.
Mm.
'Di ba? Seeing na he's a very parang madaling maimpluwensyahan na tao. So, what he'd see from me, yun yung gagawin niya. So, parang I want him to be that honorable and respectable when it comes to doing the job.
Right.
So, parang, 'di ba, pinakita din niya talaga. And maybe because they're very, like, ganun silang klaseng tao. Like, ano talaga, I mean, may respeto talaga sa iba. And, yan, dinadala nila sa trabaho. But, I mean, Rome has a point na, nga, some people could do that na parang wala lang, trabaho lang to,
Yes,
and
yes.
not care at all.
Right.
And I think yun din talaga yung nagpaganda dun sa story.
Yes.
Na parang, I mean, it's an interesting story because they did that.
Yeah.
Kasi kung hindi, parang nanood lang tayo na nagligpit ng
Oo,
gamit.
ganun lang. Ganun lang, di ba? Pero is that a real profession? Like,
I have no idea.
Ako din.
di ba? Tsaka di ba
Never
meron
heard
doon,
that.
di ba? Niligpit nila yung gamit.
Mm.
Di ba they also scraped off the paint
Yes.
Yeah.
of the walls?
Mm.
So I'm like, was that part of the landlord's
Request, I
Request?
guess.
Probably. Parang kasi somebody using that room died.
Mm.
And maybe they have some sort of parang what do you call this?
superstition
Superstitious
or whatever?
beliefs
Yeah, yeah.
na
Mm.
baka yun.
Na
So they
talagang
had to
change
do
na lahat talaga.
Oo.
Okay,
So,
okay.
baka may ganong effect nga.
Let's talk about the cast.
Okay.
Let's talk about the cast. What could you say about the dad?
Yung dad,
Yes.
ay, ang galing. Can I just say, sobrang minimal nung acting niya. I mean, I'm not an actor,
Yes.
nor an
yes.
expert
Yes.
in that field.
Yes.
But ang galing sobrang subtle movements. It was so small na you can barely see him moving. Pero it says a lot agad
Yes.
Na
yes.
parang he really pushes your eye dun sa anak niya. And you just see him compliment that movement. Especially yung morning, yung nagluluto siya ng breakfast.
Yeah.
Yun nga, yung parang sinabi ko kanina na parang choreograph silang sumasayaw sa harap ng camera. The way he served the egg, tapos yung nag-exchange sila. Tapos sobrang laking tulong pa nung camera setup na you
Yes.
see yung difference dun sa pagkakaayos ng bata, dun sa space niya, dun sa dad, and how like the dad kind of wanted to compliment that.
Yes.
Pati yung pagliligpit nila ng gamit.
Exactly.
Ang galing.
Exactly.
And then, pag nagsasalita siya, I mean, I barely understand Korean. I can just pick up a few words here and there. But you can see the subtitles. Ramdam mo Like, even if you just read the English subs in your head, you can feel what he's trying to say in what tone.
Right.
So, parang tumatagos.
Tsaka kitang-kita dun sa relationship nila na, I mean, obviously, walang mom.
Yeah.
Diba? So, it's pretty obvious na, we could assume na naghiwalay o baka nag-pass away din yung mom at a young age. Tapos, he was left to raise his son na from nung bata pa, diba? So, kitang-kita mo dun sa dad na tipong tanggap niya yung anak.
Yeah.
like wholeheartedly,
Mm.
and he knows na talaga how to talk to the son, how you know, and he's not even a little bit frustrated about the son.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like with with that scene with the egg thing,
Mm.
jeez. Like diba, he, you know, the son would the father would have wanted to cook perfect sunny side of eggs.
Mm.
But paglapag niya dun sa anak niya na may Asperger's,
Mm.
na-stress yung anak niya kasi nag-leak yung
Yeah.
nag-leak
Yung
yung yolk ng
yolk.
isa, 'di ba? Agad-agad pinalit nung dad.
Mm.
And then nag-alala yung son na parang tipong sure ka gusto mo 'yan.
Mm.
Tapos parang hindi mag-worry yung anak niya because sobrang intindi nga niya yung anak niya.
Mm.
Sabi niya, no, gusto ko ng imperfect na eggs, 'di ba?
Mm.
It was such a good. Ang galing no dad.
Yeah.
Sobrang galing ng dad.
Super.
I want a dad like that.
Ako din. I mean, I don't hate my dad. I love my dad.
Yes,
but
of
like,
course, of course.
gaano ka kaswerte, no, to have a parent like that, to raise you like that.
To raise you like that and to be okay with everything.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't even want to say to put up with everything, but that's what he did.
Yeah.
Alam mo yon?
I mean, saka hindi naman totally free yung bata.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
to
yes.
do what he wants.
Yes.
But the dad was there just supporting him in all of the good things.
Yes.
And you could see that kasi yung mga preferences niya, alam na, and even how the kid works. I mean, he's supposed to be 20 years old in the series, di ba? Tapos, alam mo lang na everything was done with so much love and care.
Yes, yes.
I want that dad.
Diba?
Oo. Or maybe I could be that dad. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
We'll know.
Alam mo, mahirap mag-cast
We'll see.
ng ganun actor no? Sobrang hirap kasi yung face pa lang nung dad, alam mong mabait.
Mm.
Alam mo mabait siya na dad. Basta, what can you say about
Actually,
dad?
that dad, I hope I could see him, more of him sa next episodes.
Yes, yes.
But actually, the first time I saw him was in the Korean adaptation of The Designated Survivor.
Mm.
He's the designated survivor.
Siya mismo.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the acting president. And he's really good as an actor. I mean, his face speaks for himself.
Okay.
Mm.
Na even without the lines, the way his eyes moves, his mouth, and all of his face moves, it delivers the message kagad. And him being casted as a perfect, can I say perfect father
Yes,
here?
yes.
So him being casted as a perfect father was somehow I have considered na very feasible out of all the Korean dads na I've seen
Okay.
sa K-dramas, because all Korean dads in K-dramas are terrible mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
But he was kind of perfect kasi sa acting president as a father. And here siya ulit na father, being a perfect father was very fitting for the character. And yeah, I think very yung character na perfect dad for a child with Asperger was so cool in a way kasi I mean, I'm not sure if you have Asperger, does it mean you're a perfectionist? No, pero kinda somehow pag something na out of order, it triggers you.
yes.
Ganun. So, ang galing ng father na ganun kasi he's able to frame things in a way na hindi magiging upset yung anak niya. And yun, I just wish na a lot, not only fathers, pero na mga parents maging ganun.
Right.
Diba?
Right.
And you just know kasi na aware din talaga siya. I mean, raising a kid is hard enough. But raising a child or raising a person who's in the spectrum, that's even harder.
Yes.
Talaga.
Yes.
And you just know na he understood. And in fairness dito sa actor nung
Dad.
kid,
Ay,
ng
kid.
kid, he framed the Asperger's in a very real human way.
Yes. Ako rin, kasi parang 'di ba usually sa ibang mga series yan or American series, usually 'di ba with when they portray kids with conditions, they usually show it with drawings and tantrums and stuff. 'Di ba usually ganun? Ito hindi doon pinakita. Pinakita yung side na matalino, yung pag very keen on details, yung pinakita how Yung nga, yung very like he likes order,
Mm.
you know, yung nga yung ref, di ba, yung yogurt niya and the fruits and stuff. Doon pinakita, and that's how I liked about it. What I liked about it, hindi siya yung tipong very comical or very novelty yung pakita na parang, dahil may ganun yung bata, ganyan ang ganyan sa ano, yung ganun, hindi. I think maganda yung pagkaka-paint ng picture na parang this is how Asperger's looks like also.
Mm.
Ganon.
Actually, when I started watching it, I didn't know that he had
Okay.
Asperger
Okay.
because I didn't read the synopsis and stuff. So I just saw him on the aquarium and then speaking.
Yes.
First, I noticed the way he speaks. He's too polite. This is kinda not in the range of normalcy.
Yes.
So
yes.
parang I mean, it's normal for you to speak to someone of a higher position, pero he was polite to everyone kasi. And I felt like, there could be something na hindi masyadong normal. Pero because of that, parang progressing, I mean, mas na-feel ko na they are normal people with just different, what's this? Different situations or yun, conditions.
Parang may quality lang din
Oo.
talaga sa kanila that is different from,
Oo.
Kasi kumbaga iba yung preference or understanding nila of a certain concept.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, they're not entirely different people.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I do have a friend who's in in the spectrum, and you know they could be normal people. They are normal people.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just sometimes yun nga, there's a difference in the way they process their thoughts, and
Right.
we as the people who are aware of that are the ones na kaya naman mag-adjust.
Ako, I understood the kid with Asperger's because I dated someone with Asperger's. I have a friend who has Asperger's. I dated someone with Asperger's. So, yun nga, again, you see different sides of it. It's
Yeah.
not just the out of control side that people usually highlight. You also see the creativity,
Right.
na iba yung attention to detail nila, ganon, na they like stuff organized. As in, yun, they're the type of people na tipong maaalala nila kung maaalala nila kung ilang tao yung nasa loob ng sinehan ng first date niyo. Ganon sila. Kasi I remember that when I asked yung dinate kong yon, naalala niya yung kung ilang tao. And down to sabi niya, 32. Like, what? 32? Sabi niya, yeah, I counted. Kasi ang tagal mag-start the movie eh. Pinilang niya yung mga tao sa movie house. I'm like, what? 32? Ganon.
Yeah.
So, yun. So, yeah, I liked how they portrayed that picture of Asperger's. Kasi nga, para mas tanggap mo. And, na lalo na nga, because we're the side of, na we're not in the spectrum, we know na it's more than that.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Kaya nga humahanga ka dun sa dad. Kasi sigurado ako na there's more to this.
Yeah.
Diba? But the dad could control it. Ganon.
And can I just say dun sa first episode pa lang, what I loved about it is it gave you enough backstory to make you understand ano yung ginagawa nila in life, what was their living condition, what was the things they were dealing with, the people they were dealing with. Pero kahit na may enough backstory, may enough drama moments, meron ding enough comedy, like lightness to it.
Yes.
Yung kapitbahay nilang medyo nakakairita ng slight, but I love her. Yun, yung bata din, yung pagiging organized niya minsan, and his attention to detail. Dinaan din nila sa mga comedic touches here and there.
Yes.
Na ang galing, na it gave you everything. Hindi siya parang papaiyakin ka lang na kind of drama.
Pero, since na-mention na natin na mabigat siya, at nakakaiyak, saan ka unang pinaiyak? The Move to Heaven. What scene?
Wait, hindi ko maalala yung exact order eh. Pero, una akong umiyak dun sa graduation picture nung namatay. Parang high school graduation
With the
picture.
With the parents.
Oo.
Okay. So, from the dorm room
Tapos,
pa lang, nung nililigpit.
Oo, nung nililigpit. Kasi parang dun alam ko na parang that was a lot of pressure for him. Because ako, personally, I could maybe say the same. Na, fresh from college, or even during college, I put myself under a lot of pressure. Na, nung tumanda ka na dun mo ma-realize, or that's when you get to talk to your parents sometimes, na parang, oh, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. They didn't ask that of you.
Right.
But then parang you imposed it on your own.
Mm.
So dun ako nakakonect ng super kasi parang I just knew the feeling of having to be so much. Tapos he wanted that for himself, he wanted that for his parents. And then parang maybe that was the same reason why I was so scared of dying before. Kasi ganun din, I felt that too. And then yung malalaman mo na, oh my God, he couldn't anymore kasi he passed.
Right.
Doon ako unang like tears.
Doon ka umiyak lalo.
Oo.
Doon ka nag-umpisa
Doon
umiyak.
nag-umpisa. Then I
Okay.
cried the rest of the episode.
Ikaw, Rome, since hindi ka umiyak,
Yeah, since hindi ako umiyak.
ganun na lang, saan ka umpisang nalungkot?
Or
Yun na lang.
saan ka nagsimulang magpigil?
Yun na lang. Yun.
Siguro yung sa scene na both the dad and then Guru was in the van, and then they were looking at the convenience store where he used to frequent.
Yes.
And then nag-flash yung image na he was going there and then like fixing himself before
Yung
even
nagsispray siya
entering.
ng- Yeah.
Before even entering. And I felt na it's not just about the habit pero the relationships that he could have built had he not died. Parang
Right,
ganun.
right.
Parang sayang yung although there's nothing we can do about that, it happened. And I'm curious kung ano yung tumatakbo sa isip ng dad na like I mean I'm sure he's sad pero what's at the back of his mind kasi he doesn't speak of it.
Yeah.
Kasi puro visions lang
Yeah.
siya, di ba?
Oo.
Exactly. Tapos the son was like, we have to go to the
Mhm.
mom and dad now.
Yes.
Oo nga pala. Diba? Tapos yun na yung
Oo.
motor, diba? Ako una akong naiyak doon sa when they got to the funeral, nung binigay yung box,
Yung box.
of stuff. Kasi diba, coming from the work people lying to the parents na it wasn't work-related yung pagkamatay ng anak nyo.
Yeah.
Coming
Or
from
in-
such an awful
Hindi naman
treatment.
super like lying. They kind of had like their excuse na they couldn't claim it was work related because he didn't die at the factory. It was more of like technical sila.
Okay.
That makes it actually even heavier now.
Okay. Hindi kasi, to me, lying, kasi nga, di ba, may resibo yung nanay. Di ba, may resibo yung text messages
Oo.
na rineport pala nung anak na
Oo.
isira yung makina, whatever, ganun, di ba?
Oo.
Pero yun, coming from that awful treatment kasi of the work people or the manager to the parents, and then they were saying na parang, buti pala, deaf and mute yung magulang, ganyan, di ba?
Hindi sila like nagwala.
Oo. And then, these two strangers come along who are full of compassion, tapos bibigay sa yung gamit, and then they're like, oh my God, thank you. Then ako, I lost it.
Oo.
I lost it. From
Grabe.
then on, I lost it.
And they knew how to do sign language.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. Like, for what
Yes.
reason will he study sign?
Oo.
Yes,
Diba?
yes. Nagulat din ako doon.
Diba?
Na marunong yung dad.
Tapos, nakausap nila. So, like, now you see na even, kahit na may barrier sila nung parents, they could still show their compassion. They could still connect and show their care.
Right.
Kasi marunong sila.
Oo.
Surprising, but then impressive. And,
Alam
kaya,
mo, that's
kaya
what I
tuloy-tuloy
like.
iyak ko.
That's what I like about talaga yung K-dramas eh. Kasi parang, na kahit na unconventional yung theme, hindi siya natatapos based on the first episode, hindi siya natatapos na pilit. Talaga may follow through lagi, and then
Right.
everything
Yeah.
just connects in the end. That's what I love about K-dramas. That's why I got hooked. I mean, I haven't watched enough, but so far, I haven't seen anything that didn't make any sense. Even if it was fantasy, parang konektado pa rin siya. Plausible pa rin siya.
Right.
Yun.
With the sign, actually, I'm curious kasi there's a part wherein the dad stopped interpreting.
Mm.
And
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
diba? He
yes.
stopped interpreting. So we were all just seeing the subtitles for that. So I was curious kung bakit siya ginamit na plot device ng director na, okay, the
Don't
dad will stop translating here
uh.
and she will just express herself.
Mm.
And it's 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 beautiful in a way kasi parang it shows na, okay, I don't need to speak this out,
Yes.
pero it should deliver yung message ng mom doon sa groups of people.
Yeah.
These are work
Na-
people.
yeah.
Yes,
Uh-uh.
yes.
Na parang what you'll be seeing or what you're seeing
Mm.
should be enough.
Yes.
Like I
Mm.
don't need to tell you how to
Yeah.
feel.
So naramdaman ng work people what the mom was trying to say
Mm.
Mm.
without even interpreting it.
Mm.
Exactly.
Ang galing nung ganun.
Sobrang
Like
galing
those
talaga.
small nuances
Yes.
in that episode alone.
Mm.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yan, yung mention ni Rome, di ba, na parang, I mean, hindi ko may isip yon. If I was a director or a scriptwriter, hindi ko may isip na parang, okay, so dito, dapat hindi na mag-interpret yun.
Mm.
Mm.
Let the action speak for itself.
Mm.
Who thinks about that? Right?
These people.
I know, and these people are amazing.
Oo.
Yeah.
So, sige, I think we discussed a lot na.
Yes,
so,
we have.
It's time for our verdict. So, are you going to, knowing na you have 9 episodes left,
Mm.
so wag na tayong dumaan sa akin. I'm just gonna spoil
Mm.
the both of you after. But is it a woe or a no? And
Based on the first episode.
based on our first episode, and are you gonna continue to watch
To
the
finish
entire
the
season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rome.
Sa akin, I would say na the first episode could stand alone on itself. Na it has kinda a complete story
Mm.
na at least the story between Guru and his dad. Although we don't know a lot of things.
Of course.
Pero for an hour of episode, parang it could stand alone on itself. And siguro right now, I'm curious kung ano pa yung magiging journey ni Guru. Right now na his dad is dead and he has this uncle whose background ay medyo questionable for me. I mean, based on what I saw lang sa first episode. So I feel like it's going to be a dance between the two of them naman.
Mm.
And siguro I'm also curious kung ano pa yung other stories ng mga for sure that's not the last dead person that they're gonna pick or I mean maglinis ng gamit nila.
Mm.
But so I'm curious din sa mga stories pa na makukuha nila. Part of this is because dati I read this comics na it's about an obituarist. Someone who
Okay,
writes
okay. Yes,
obituaries.
The
Right.
obituaries,
So,
yeah.
yun. And then, it's beautiful kasi he unearthed the story of dead people. And parang for me, itong Move to Heaven, parang ganun din.
Yes.
Mm.
And
yes.
although it may have a different touch of it. So, because I'm still curious doon sa mga parts na yun. So, it's definitely a wow. And given na 1 hour lang siya, I really appreciate kdramas na 1 hour lang na hindi lumalampas.
Yeah. So you're
Ang
gonna finish the
hirap,
season.
yeah.
You're gonna finish
I'll
the season.
probably watch this with my family. So I'll
balik ka
watch
ng first,
a
so
K-drama
balik ka
with-
ng first
yeah.
episode. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
with my parents.
Okay.
And yan, we'll try not to cry.
Okay. Sige. Ako, based on the first episode, yes.
Mhm.
It is a wow for me. I will watch the 9 remaining episodes.
Mhm.
But since I mentioned a while ago, since 'di ba my friend passed nga 'di ba from cancer, maybe after the memorial because he's
Yeah.
having a memorial on Monday,
Mhm.
and then maybe a few days after the memorial. Siguro kapag busy ako.
Yung hindi masyadong malulugmok from
Kasi kanina ko lang pinanood.
like this morning.
Like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Kanina ko lang pinanood. And then I just came off from reading people commenting on that goodbye post I made.
Mm.
So people are like beautifully put, whatever ganyan. And then I watched this and I'm like, mali ka doon dyan.
Because you were kind of on the edge already. Naman.
Yes. I mean, yung guy na to, yung friend kong to, I used to manage his career 12 years ago. We're not super close. Mas
Mhm.
close pa tayo, VP.
Really?
Oo, mas close pa tayo.
Mm.
Pero we had a very complicated relationship kasi artist siya, may sarili siyang desisyon, yung ganung mga klaseng artist. But we were close in the sense that we were together like a lot of everything, like from his first he used to live like down the street. Ako naghanap nung place nila kasi nga minamanage ko sila. I wanted him to live near. Yung mga ganung bagay na pivotal like moment sa buhay niya. So, kaya ako nalulungkot. And plus, everybody saw it coming naman talaga. But again, yun nga, na parang, sige, so, sulat na ako ng, goodbye post kong ganyan. Tapos, biglang pagbaba kong ganyan. Ano nga pala, papanood na kayo Move to Heaven. I watched it because I didn't even know what it was. Pero pagkapalit ko, it was so good that I couldn't turn back. It's not like, walang kwenta pala to. Hindi Pero alam ko malagot, it was about death. It was making me cry a lot, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Kaya ko pa rin tinapos. Whoa.
Diba?
Yes.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear.
Good reco.
Thank you.
Good reco.
Because like
really.
definite wall for me.
Good reco.
And I'm just gonna try to illustrate the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So, yung iyak ko, at least, yung the way I illustrated that was the same amount of cry that I did to episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. And then there is a reason why I stopped at episode 5. Because episode 5 was like, parang binugbog. Like, it broke me. But,
Seryoso ba?
but, it's not even the worst. Not yet. That's just the beginning. It is gonna break you twice over. Tapos episode 6 hanggang matapos sa 10. It is just gonna get worse.
Ang babaw pa naman ang luha ko recently. One more chance nga, umiyak ako eh.
Well.
What? Seryoso?
Like, by the time na, di ba sabi ko, like, medyo humihikbi-hikbi na ako episode 1. By the time na natapos ko yung episode 10, this was, pa yun kasi ang The Shippers, we record yung Wave Weekly namin, Sunday nights.
Yeah.
So natatapos kami doon with editing and scheduling and everything, mga 11, 12, midnight. So ganung time, kung pinanood yung last episode, sabi ko, I'm gonna save the last episode para matapos ko na siya this weekend. Tapos alauna ng madaling araw, as in my room, ugly crying. As in, may tunog na yung ganun na.
Gosh, ready ba ako dito?
Grabe, I wasn't ready. I swear, I was not ready at all. Pero, as in yun na, kasi parang lahat na napanood mo from episode 1 to 9 is just gonna come crashing back sa episode 10. And then, dun kasi when you finally understand, when everything finally makes sense, that's when you start to ugly cry.
Because you know what, I think the beautiful thing about this series, Move to Heaven, it does make you cry. It is very heavy. Pero hindi siya hindi siya sappy romantic love. Hindi siya nanggagaling doon ng breakups and LDRs and stuff, cheating, hindi ganun eh. And it kind of gives you a peek on. Kaya ako nagusto yung first episode kasi nga na parang narana with that guy who died, di ba? Na parang it does paint you that picture that people do go through those things. And madami talaga na tipong they work hard for the family and tinitiis na pumapasok kahit may trabaho, kahit na may sakit, yung ganon. And that is real life right there.
Yeah.
Kaya ko siya gusto. Kaya ko siya pinanood at tinapos. Kasi I could have stopped in the middle and like, no, this is too heavy. No. Damn you, VP. Pwede gano'n, di ba? Pero tinapos ko eh. Tapos kikakwento mo na mas mabigat pa yung the rest.
But kasi it feels like kind of a good release then. Parang,
Yes.
You know, you sometimes connected to your life experiences or the way you felt at one time. And parang you kind of come to peace with it.
Okay, so
So
since you finished it,
yeah.
how did you feel overall after watching it, the whole thing?
Actually, I felt like, this is gonna sound so philosophical, but I felt like my soul took a bath. And there's so
Felt like
many.
a cleanse?
It felt like a cleanse because like
Okay.
you're not just dealing with death.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
That not just that story or not just that concept. It kind of felt like yun nga, a lot of the things na you may carry
Yes.
as baggage,
Right.
you parang dung pinapanood ko siya, I came to terms with them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
some of the little things.
Okay.
Na parang kunwari hindi naman to spoiler, but like on why I stopped doing certain things that I've loved doing before.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So you kind of come to terms with that kasi there's that point in that story na you realize, oh, it's normal. Na parang there are things that happen in your life that make you stop loving what you do or
Right.
make you stop doing what you
It
love.
just happens. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Right.
And parang it paints you a beautiful enough picture. So all of that weight is just nawala.
Mm.
Okay.
And that's
okay.
why I was ugly crying episode 10.
Yun
'Cause
nga
like,
kasi, di ba, na parang it's not like our local cinema and teleseries na they just want to make you cry. This makes you cry and you learn something too.
Yeah.
You get something from it too.
yeah.
Right.
And yung parang you know, may konting introspection and acceptance. Yun nga, the same way na na-realize ni Tony Gonzaga na kamukha ni Isa Calzado si Mama Mary sa Starting Over Again, that kind of acceptance, yun yung, yun
Ano na,
yung,
punta ka na naman sa nips eh.
Oo, di ba? Biglang kabig
Oo
yan.
eh. Oo.
Pero it's that kind of
Yeah.
acceptance.
Right,
Na
right,
parang you
right.
just know na you have to come to terms with it.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, yes.
And it's beautiful. So parang dun,
Right.
grabe as in, basta, para ako nag-retreat.
Mm.
Ganon.
Oo, yun.
Oo,
Para ako
oo.
nag-retreat.
Oo,
It's like a
oo.
cleanse for your soul. Yeah. Think of
Okay.
it as a juice fast,
Okay.
but for your soul.
But yeah, so guys, for people out there, word of warning, if you're not into heavy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going through stuff, maybe it's not for you. But if you also would like to, yun nga, sabi ni VP,
Cleanse your soul.
cleanse your soul while crying,
Yeah.
then maybe it is for you. I don't like heavy stuff, but I loved it. I just loved how it was laid out. Everything about it is really good.
Mm.
Everything about it is really good. It's worth the tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
worth the tears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to our guests.
Yes.
Thank you to Rome.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rome. And yes, so again, all our shows,
Mm-hmm.
Over No, and Rome's 2 shows, my other 2 shows, and his other 2 shows.
So yeah, you can catch Piolcheri, Kinka, the Tito and the Iho, Whoa or No, Thinking Out Loud, the Shippers, and Cha Astrology, and the rest of the Bunk Collective at thebunkph.com. So just go ahead and visit that site, and you know you can discover all of the different podcasts that we have in Bunk. You know, iba-iba, di ba? You
Yes.
have a Korean-speaking oppa, so, di ba? Telling you stories before you get to sleep. Meron, di ba? May 2 generational thing.
Yes, may
Tito
generation
Iho,
gap.
Oo.
Ako, tsaka isang millennial.
Mhm.
Tapos ito, Over No. Tapos ito naman, Shippers.
Di ba? About
ano,
BLs and
BL,
GLs
and LGBTQ
oh,
issues.
there's astrology, there's true crime, there's horror, there's being a gay Asian male in the US,
There's about
there's-
science.
and biology,
Yes.
self-help, like, di ba, accountancy, all of that
Yes,
stuff.
we have comedy.
Yeah.
We have a podcast about art,
Yeah.
right?
About being an art student.
Being an art student.
Sobrang dami. So you could just go ahead, catch that on thebunkph.com and on our socials at thebunkph. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And yun, if you want to know more about the show Whoa or No, or if you want to suggest anything for us to review, could be food, could be music, could be a colonic for your soul if you have that service.
Yes.
Willing to try it out.
Yeah. Maybe there's a Move to Heaven service out there.
But I'm not gonna die for
No, we're
it,
not
okay?
gonna-
Just to be clear.
We're not gonna try. No. We're not. We're not.
Nino,
We just
Nino.
want to see how clean you are.
Yeah.
Ganun
Oo.
lang.
Yun lang naman siya. But if you have anything to suggest for us to review, just hit us up at the Whoa or No Show. That's WHOAORNOSHOW on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can send us an email at wowornoshow@thebunkph.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
There's one more thing we'd like to thank.
Yes, thank you so much to Studio Z for having us here today. We appreciate it so much, and we're very comfortable here.
Yeah.
We are.
Super.
Super.
We are.
So, yeah, it's a full service studio. You can have your audio recorded right here. You can even do your podcasts and vidcasts.
Podcast
with
and
video.
vidcasts. You can have your film scored. They also have a production facility. Thank you so much to the head guy here. His name is Paolo Zarate. And salamat for being so accommodating, Paolo. And yun lang. Tapos
Yun.
ano pa ba? They are located, of course, sa 109 Panay Avenue in Quezon City, sa second floor ng Jaja Building.
Yeah.
Yun.
And that's it, I guess.
Yes! Marami po salamat and thank you so much guys for watching. Thank you again to our guest Rome. This has been Wapak or Ligwak, di ba?
On Calamansi, that's a different thing, but it's also from Bunk. You can catch that on the Calamansi app live.
Thank you guys. This has been What We Know. This has been Chad.
And this has been VP. We'll see you and hear you on the next one. Bye!
Bye. And if you like this video, please don't forget to click the thumbs up button below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And don't forget to check out all of the other shows at the Bunk Collective YouTube channel and go to patreon.com/thebunkph to show your support.